Hi book lovers, my name is Christina and welcome back to Cozy Novel Niche. Today I'm here with a very happy-go-lucky video. It really makes me happy to film it because we're finally in spring, like the calendar spring at least, and we're in March. And since we're in March, for me, March now and forever will be middle grade March. I know what for someone it's Mystery March. For me, since I joined BookTube back in the days, some years ago at this point, it was middle grade March. And the name says it all. You may prioritize and just read a little bit more of middle grade during this month. And what I'm trying to do is reading pretty much almost only middle grade books, with a couple of exceptions, like for example a couple of mangas here or there, and then I have one book that's fiction that I'm reading for my in real life book club at work. But otherwise I have a pile of middle grades here that I've been putting aside for such a long time. I'm that kind of reader. I mean, I have some specific seasons and moments of year when I want to read just a specific genre, like with nonfiction November, for example. And so I buy things thinking, oh, I will put it away till that moment arrives. And when the moment arrives, I have too many books. And I'm not such a fast reader. I will never be able to read all of my middle grades during just a month. So these are the ones that really popped up in my mind when I was thinking about the TBR for middle grade March. And I don't think that I will read them all, but I will go in order, just the order that I'm thinking I will be reading them. So we will see where I will get by the end of March. So without further ado, let's get into the list of books. The very first book is one that I started reading yesterday at the beginning of March, and it's The Glass Witch by Lindsay Packet, I believe. And this is, of course, like all of the books that are following a middle grade, it's a fantasy one. I don't know why this book called to me, because I know that it's perfect for autumn, but maybe if I will really enjoy it, I will make like a review so that you will be able to pick it up around Halloween next year, because this book is set during Halloween period, and the setting is America. We're following a young girl who is, I believe, 12 years old, and she is traveling with her mom to get to the mansion where her grandma lives, and apparently the things in the family are a little bit rough. Her mom doesn't speak to her sister and doesn't speak to her mother, so her grandmother, and there is a bit of tension, but they're all witches. And so she's the very last one in the family, the youngest in the family, and apparently she has little to no power compared to her other relatives, and this of course brings her down, and something happens. A curse happens, and she needs to figure out very quickly during like an evening or a day how to face the curse, to break the curse, and try to save her family and herself. I started reading it yesterday. I think that I will finish it by the end of the week for sure, even with my working schedule and everything, because it's just like 210 pages, plus inside it's written with a lot of spaces. So this one is perfect to binge read actually during an evening at around Halloween. Chef's kiss, I believe. But I will let you know what I think about it when I will finish it. Then the next one that I will be reading for sure is one that was destroyed in the flood, I call it flood. It wasn't exactly a flood, but just the atmospheric event that kind of destroyed all of my, not all of my, but a lot of my book boxes, and so a lot of the books that I, of course, had there. Not all of the books, it was a slip of the tongue. It was just 200 books, not a major amount compared to the ones that I still own and are perfectly intact. So yeah, but this is a book that was destroyed, and then my dear friend rebought that for me, so now I have it, and it was one that I really wanted back in the days to read during middle grade March in spring, and here we are, and I own it and I can finally read it. And this is by Ash, Oak and Thorn by Melissa Harrison. This is the first book in a duology, I believe, because there is one more book with a similar cover, but I think that it's set in autumn. And as far as the content of the book goes, first of all, it's just so pretty, like overall cute. It has these cottagey, springy vibes for me. But as far as the content, I will read you from behind because it's the easiest way. There are just a couple of sentences. 3 little people wake from their winter sleep in an old ash tree. So, perfect moment of the year. Moss, Barnet and Cumulus usually love spring, but their joy turns to worry when they discover that Cumulus is starting to fade away. So I think that it will be a great adventure of these 3 little beings, folks living in the forest, in the woods, I think. So I will let you know, but so far this really gives me that cozy cottagecore vibes. I don't know why, maybe because of the colors and the cover and yeah. But this is the second one that I will be reading, so I hope that if I will finish this one very soon, I will for sure be able to read this one in March, because after this one I'm not so sure that I will be able to actually start and finish a book during the month of March. That's how bad I've got with my reading kind of speed. But the next book that I have is finally Evergreen the Semi-Magical Witch. This one is again one more that was destroyed and that I had to rebuy for myself, and I bought it used on Vinted, but it's in such pristine conditions. I just love the fact that I found it hardcover. I really wanted it. It's a small hardcover, it's cute, I don't know, I just love it. And it's beautiful on the cover, and the content, as you may see from the picture on the cover, this is very similar from what I get to Kiki Delivery Service, the cartoon that's that was made by Studio Ghibli. And I will just, if you know that, I don't think that you need to know the synopsis of the book. For all the other people around there, go watch Kiki Delivery Service, you won't regret it. It's cute and lovely and okay for all ages. And in this middle grade, we're following our main protagonist, who is a semi-magical witch. She needs to become a witch by flying on her own and becoming the witch of a town or a city, and only like that she will just secure her magic. But unfortunately her magic is not very powerful, so she's not a great witch, but she can fix things magically. So she decides to go to this coastal town and try her fortune there and just try and fix people's lives and help them living there. So again, like just cozy vibes of a community and a little bit of magic. And just to give you an idea, here we have 3 phrases that sum up the concept. 1. Help your town do good all around. 2. Live there for 1 moon, don't leave too soon. 3. Fly home by broomstick, the easiest of tricks. So yeah, this is one that I really wanted to read last year, and now finally here we are, so I hope that I will be able to squeeze it in here. And then the other 2 are all wishful thinking, because let's face it, I don't think that I will be that quick of a reader, but who knows what will happen in my life. And the next one, again, is kind of something that I was thinking more of an autumnal read because of the concept, but it's a middle grade, and apparently I have some things that were not solved during this fall, and so I'm not very satisfied with the amount of witchy vibes that I got during my reading experience in autumn. So here we are, apparently. I'm making it up. And the next book that I have on my list is The Dark Lord, Clementine, or Clementine, I don't know how to pronounce it, by Sarah Jean Horwitz. And in this book, the premise is really cute. We're following our 12-year-old, again, maybe protagonist, I'm not sure, and she's the daughter of the Dark Lord, and she's been brought up to become this great villain. But one day her father ends up missing, I believe, or ends up being cursed, and so she needs to step up and become the next Dark Lord. But when she tries to actually act like one, she realizes that maybe it's not something that she really wants for her life. So I'm very curious to see where it goes. It's very funny as a premise, it could be enjoyable and lovely, and the only reason why it's here is because it's in middle grade. So it's not definitely spring vibes, not even from the cover. I mean, it's more like an autumnal, maybe even wintry vibe, but it's still here. Maybe I will get to it. And another one is a middle grade that I owned for a little bit, and I really want to get to it sooner or later. Don't think I will manage to get to it this time, but maybe, fingers crossed. And it's The Last Shadow Warrior. I think it's a standalone, like all of the like the first book and this one, because both of these are duologies. And here we're following a 12-year-old protagonist who is a Valkyrie, and apparently like she's part of this Aesir order, and the purpose of the order is to defeat a certain type of enemy that apparently disappeared for ages, and so they're thinking to disband this order, but her mother dies, something attacks her, and she ends up facing this enemy that was supposed to be lost in time, but no one believes her. So she ends up in this academy where she meets with friends, I guess, from the cover. And yeah, she just tries to prove herself and show that Valkyries are still valuable and she still has a purpose. So a little bit of mythology sprinkled here and there, and definitely, as you may see, all of my middle grades are fantasy middle grades, let's face it, just because that's the kind that I prefer. I think that middle grade is so amazing to explore the fantasy genre in so many different and sometimes softer ways, but also to use magic to really delve into emotions and what you go through during these pre-teens and teens years. So that's something that I really love in my middle grades. Yeah, I will stop just rambling and bubbling around, and I will end this video asking you, what is the last middle grade that you've read? What's your favorite middle grade, if you have any? Because from the top of my mind, I don't know, like I cannot answer to this question, never, ever, for any type of book. I'm like that. But if you have a favorite one, let me know down below, or if you're interested in any of these ones, or if you've read them, then again, let me know. And since we're in spring, just, I don't know, give me a flower emoji down in the comments so that I will see that you've made it till the end of this video, and so kudos for you, because wow. And yeah, I hope that I will be able to stay consistent this spring too. I wasn't very great by the end of the winter, but I'm getting back to the groove of things. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this strange kind of content today, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye! Ciao!